Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. This is Thordranik and today we are on the Gladiator Sanctum realm on the beta because the normal realms are not functioning correctly right now. But I wanted to make a quick video looking at the PvP talents for warriors. Now if you're not aware, PvP talents have received a decent little overwork for Battle for Azeroth. Instead of having a completely separate talent tree, you now have access to 4 PvP talent slots that will be active in all instanced PvP content, so battlegrounds, arenas, all that sort of thing. And they will be active in the open world if you enable War Mode. So, how do these talents break down? Well, the first one is going to be the same for all classes, and this is the same as the first tier of PvP talents on live. You have your choice of your Gladiator's Medallion, which gives you the 2-minute CC removal. You have Relentless, which reduces the duration of incoming crowd control effects. This is particularly powerful if you play an Orc and already have a lot of passive stun reduction. And then we have Adaption, which automatically removes the first CC effect over 5 seconds that you are afflicted with, but it has a 1-minute cooldown instead of a 2-minute cooldown. Personally, I prefer the Gladiator's Medallion because having that on-demand freedom ability is really important in PvP combat. The 1 minute is nice, but sometimes you might get hit by a fear or a disorient that's going to get broken immediately anyway, but then you lose your CC protection and you get stunned or feared, and you really want to break that second one, but you're not able to. And that can be the difference in a match depending on what your opponents are. So these other 3 talent slots, if you click on any of them, you get access to all of the class and spec specific PvP talents that you have, and you get to choose which 3 you want to use. So let's look at the ones for Fury. We've got Death Sentence. Execute has a 15-yard range and causes you to charge to the target when used. Barbarian gives you a second Heroic Leap if you use it within 3 seconds and increases the damage that Heroic Leap does. So this is a little different from live. You don't have 3 charges of Heroic Leap, but you can use it twice in a row. Still a pretty powerful ability. Battle Trance causes you to regenerate 3% of your health and generate 5 rage every 3 seconds for 18 seconds after using Raging Blow twice in a row on a target. So you have 2 charges of Raging Blow, and if you use them back to back on the same target, you get this buff that basically makes you a lot stronger. You've got Thirst for Battle, which causes Bloodthirst to clear all snares and increase your movement speed by 15% for 2 seconds. So this will help you stay on your target if you're getting slowed a lot. We've got Enduring Rage, which is a little bit different from on live. On live, this PvP talent gives you permanent uptime on Rage because it makes Raging Blow refresh the duration of your Enrage. In a BFA, it's just going to extend the duration of your Enrage by 1.5 seconds. But depending on your other talent choices, this is still going to have a similar result where you have very, very high uptime on Enrage. We've got Death Wish, which increases your damage taken and done by 5% for 15 seconds at the cost of 5% of your health. So this is a very high risk, high reward playstyle talent if you like the way it plays and if you want to go with it. You can get up to 50% damage taken and damage dealt increased if you spend 50% of your health. It does have a 5-second cooldown, so it'll take a little bit of ramp up time, but that can be good if you're in a situation where you're trying to kill a healer or a tank and you're not worried about dying, but you want to really buff up your own damage real quick. You got Spell Reflect, which reflects all spells cast on you for 3 seconds on a 25-second cooldown. Nice defensive ability against casters. Master and Commander gives your commanding shout now a 1-minute cooldown. It's a 3-minute cooldown. This reduces by 2 minutes, so it's 1 minute. This is the same as it is on live. Disarm disarms your opponent. 45-second cooldown. Very strong against other warriors or rogues or some other melee classes, but particularly the classes that do everything with their weapons and have no spells to cast. And then Slaughterhouse. Bloodthirst deals an additional 50% damage and healing when it hits a target under 50% health. So this gives you a little bit of a bonus to execute, right? So if you take Slaughterhouse and Massacre and Death Sentence, you can do a lot of damage real fast to people as their health drops off. So those are the talents for Fury. Let's take a look at arms as we switch specs here. So for arms, Still got Gladiator's Medallion. We've got Master Commander. This is the same as Fury. Shadows of the Colossus. This is arms specific. Charge resets the cooldown of Overpower, and Rage gained from charge is increased by 15. This is a really nice opening ability. Storm of Destruction. This is also good if your target tries to run away, so you can charge back to them and get an Overpower off. Really nice. Storm of Destruction reduces the cooldown of Bladestorm by 33%, and Bladestorm also applies your MS debuff to the target. This makes Bladestorm a really, really strong killer ability in situations where you are trying to get a couple of kills in an arena, or you're just trying to get a lot of cleave pressure on your opponents. We've got War Banner, which drops a banner that increases movement speed and reduces the duration of CC effects for all allies within 30 yards. Sharpened Blade is the same as it is on live. Your next Mortal Strike deals 30% increased damage and reduces healing taken by 50%. So this is really important for arms for setting up kills, particularly if you're in an arena against a healer-based team. Duel, you challenge your opponent to a duel, and they will do reduced damage to all targets other than you, and you will do reduced damage to all targets other than them. So this can really help for peels. Spell Reflect is the same, Death Sentence is the same, and Disarm is the same. So those are the PvP talents for arms. Hey everybody, due to a slight recording goof earlier, I'm going to have to reshoot the Protection PvP talents. So for this first one, we've got exactly the same as Arms and Fury. And then in the talent slots, we've got Disarm, which is the same, Sword and Board, which gives you more crit and damage, just more crit for Devastate and Shield Slam while Shield Block is active. So if you pair this with some of your other talents like Heavy Repercussions and Punish, you can get some really heavy Shield Slams out there. Bodyguard gives a damage reduction buff to an ally, one ally, as long as you stay within 15 yards of them, and you get a chance for Shield Slam resets when they take physical damage. Leave No Man Behind, using Intercept on allies will give them a 90% damage reduction for 2 seconds. This can be really, really good for preventing kills on your team. Morale Killer gives you 30 seconds reduced cooldown on Demoralizing Shout, and it reduces the damage enemies deal to all targets, not just you. That is a really strong talent because Demo Shout will then have a 15-second cooldown. Shield Bash bashes your target with dealing physical damage and reducing their damage done by 15%. And if they're casting, the cooldown is instantly reset. Thunderstruck causes your Thunderclap to have a root. Warpath stuns targets when you land with Heroic Leap. Dragon Charge gives you a charge and knockback ability at enemies in front of you. Mass Spell Reflect causes Spell Reflect to apply to all friendly targets in the area, not just you. And Oppressor gives you a taunt that will essentially have a damage increase the damage taken by your target. And then Ready for Battle, Intercept increases the rage gained by Intercept by 15. So that's a look at the PvP talents, and yeah, I'll see you guys in that next video. Bye.